I was doing a presentation on visibility and how you can use Feng Shui for visibility. So I thought, okay, I better activate this in this house because I haven't activated it yet. And it's called your fame, recognition, and reputation. So I activated it, and I kid you not, Kim, that month I went from 3,000 followers to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Now about to clock over to 30, and that's like in less than 90 days. Yeah. And I wasn't doing anything differently. I just activated this part of my home.
Welcome back to Wealthy as Fuck, the podcast. I am interviewing the gorgeous Steph from Nine Lemons Feng Shui. I'm so excited because everything I talk about is energy, money is energy, and we are going to deep dive into some really cool energy work. So welcome, Steph.
Thank you so much for having me, Kim. It's such a pleasure to be here with you.
Hey. We connected. Was it just on the gram or did we?
It was on the gram. It was on the gram. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So we're now gram friends, Insta friends, gram friends. That sounds, anyway. And I was like, well, we just bonded because we have so much in common with how money and wealth is universal and it can just be shown up in how to manage it and manage yourself in different ways. And I love Feng Shui. I've always been interested in Feng Shui. And what I would love for you to share with us, share with us a little bit of where you came from, what inspired you, what got you into Feng Shui. I'm sure there's a better way to ask that. What got you into Feng Shui? You know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean. Yeah. And yeah, take us on that journey.
Yeah, can do. So I first discovered Feng Shui when I couldn't sleep at night. We just moved into a new house. It's not that I was going out every night. It was that kind of season, It was about 15 years ago. It wasn't all of the other stuff that was going on. I was certain it was something to do with the house. So I was, it was 2 a.m. I was Googling in my bed going, why can't I sleep? And I came across this article about bed placement and energy flow. Yeah. So I moved to bed. I didn't tell my husband, or he was my boyfriend at the time, didn't tell him what I was doing. But the next night, both of us slept better. And I thought, this is very interesting. There's something here. Yeah. And at the same time, I'll reveal my inner tragic. I'm a massive Real Housewives fan. I just love it.
Yeah. Just the Beverly Hills one. I just watched the Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I love a bit of Beverly Hills, but it was Orange County at the time. Yeah. And there was one of the housewives who was also into Feng Shui. So again, it was sort of just, getting ingrained in my mind. And then a few years later, we moved to Singapore. And over in Singapore, Feng Shui is not some mystical thing. It is business strategy.
It's like way of life.
It's way of life. It is. And that's Feng Shui isn't just decorative. It's not just aesthetic. It is a way of life. Yeah. And in business, it is used very strategically. So I was working at a global consulting firm. In Singapore, we had 3,000 staff, over $1 billion in revenue a year, and we were moving offices. So we had the interior designers, we had the architects, we had the workplace consultants, all of that kind of stuff. But we also had the Feng Shui consultant who was advising on floor plan and flow and even the direction. So where should the CEO be sitting? Where should this be? Where should that be? To support what the organization was wanting to achieve. Yeah. And I thought, this is interesting because I think we learn it's all about processes and strategy and mindset and all of this kind of stuff. But in Singapore, it's also really taking your space into account. So when we were there, I did some a few little one-day courses because I was this is just amazing. I love it. And then COVID happened. We moved back to Australia. And then I lost my firstborn child. So he passed when he was just a few days old. So that completely was earth-shattering, right? Absolutely life-shattering. And when you experience a grief like that, a profound loss, everything in your life is just stripped away. Yeah. And I became very sensitive to energy, very sensitive to the energy of people, to the energy of places, to the energy of spaces. And in those, years after, I turned to modalities like Reiki and acupuncture. So they're all about unblocking energy in your body, and acupuncture in particular, and sort of Feng Shui is the house version of that. Yeah. So I was really drawn to that. I ended up doing some Reiki studying. And then Feng Shui just kept on coming into my life. We had another son, and he was just, so much joy in our life. And we had a little bit more lightness in our life than we had the darkness. And I was like, okay, I now want to shift. I'm now ready to, of course, you know, we've always got our first baby in our hearts and he's with us, but we also need to move forward. And I was trying to move forward, but I just felt so stuck. And the house we were living in at the time, we bought like just after he passed. So it would have been, you know, it was the place that held us.
Yeah.
And it held a lot of that grief energy. And we actually found out, Kim, this was wild, that the gentleman who we bought it from, his wife had passed when they were living in that house. So they often say that you are an energetic or a vibrational match to the places that you're attracted to. So
Yeah.
at that time in our life, we were very much a vibrational match for the home because it was that grief and it was that, you know, inwards and it was just, you know, giving us a warm hug. But when we wanted to move forward, it was just really, really hard. So Feng Shui kept coming up again and I was like, okay, I'm listening. I can hear you. I'm listening. And then went into my formal study and decided to quit my corporate career and just say, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go all in for this. I wanted to follow my heart. I wanted to do something that had, you know, something that I was really interested in. And so then moved into Feng Shui and healed my home and healed my relationship with my home. And I felt such a massive difference in terms of how I was being supported, how I was being held. And the great thing about Feng Shui is even if you don't believe in it, it still works. My husband at the time, and still now, I think is a bit like, what is this? But it works. And so he was feeling the difference as well. And since then, it's just been, a really beautiful journey to transform our lives through our space.
Yeah. Which is why now I love this because this is me too. Your pain becomes your purpose in a way where you've transformed your space, your life. And now you're like, well, other people need to learn this.
Correct. Yeah. Because we talk about mind, body and soul, but we don't talk about that fourth pillar, which is our environment. So it's like, you know, as I said before, we do the strategy, we do the process, we do the this, we do the that, but environment is so often overlooked and we're in it every day, and whether we like it or not, we're being influenced from it and by it.
Well, I feel like it works both ways because I've always learned that your outside world is just a reflection of your inside world. But there's so much you can do and you can still change who you are inside and do the healing. But if you are the top 5 people you spend the most time with. Yeah. It's the same as if you hang out. I grew up in a low socioeconomic area, and you go to places in Perth where you go coastal and you go to these richer suburbs and the energy feels different. One, it is because it's a different caliber of energy and the energy that the people who live there hold. And look, probably a lack of a better way of saying it, but just as an example, it's not low socioeconomic area in these because those people can't afford this lifestyle, but you can see the type of people of where they vibrate at. And I guess I'm trying to be careful with my words. I don't want to trigger anyone, but I guess you're listening to this. You're someone who doesn't want to stay a fucking victim of your life and you want to grow involved. But I get that. You can feel it. You can literally feel the energy. Like when I go back to the old shopping center I used to grow up in, because I'm meeting family or what, I'm out there and I'm like, as if I used to hang out here. You can just feel the energy. Yeah.
And an example I like to use is, and the same with people, you meet people, you have coffee with someone and you leave and you feel drained. That's because you're overcompensating. You're trying to bring up the energy and your home does that too. So if you're in a home that's got a lower frequency than you, then it's pulling you down because the house will always win because the house is bigger than you. But an example I love is bank versus spa. So think about, if anyone even goes into a bank these days, I think the operating hours are just so, you've got 1 hour.
Yeah.
But you go into a bank and the lights are super bright, it's fluoros that give you a migraine. It smells like money, but not in a good way, a bit danky. There's cameras everywhere. There's, bars and...
They still have the COVID plastic screen.
Yeah, exactly.
I can walk around you, but you still keep the screen up. What are you protecting yourself from? It doesn't make sense.
No, and it doesn't feel comforting. It's not a place that you want to be in. It's not a place that is even made for you to feel comfortable. It's made for you to feel on edge. Yeah. Versus you go to a spa and you walk in and there's that lemongrass scent that hits your nose and there's the soft lighting and the plush furnishings and everything is designed about that experience. Or even a luxury store. You walk in there and the air almost feels thicker Like it just,
Hold you. I was thinking that with this
yeah,
farm, you walk in, it's like, it's not humid. You can just feel the energy around, like the heaviness of the air, but it's a good, it's a,
in a good way.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, just the sounds and the way that it makes you feel. And that's what we want our home to be. We want our home to be that, you know, magnet
Yes.
for this wealth chi. So
Yeah.
in feng
Well,
shui, we talk about
chi.
chi, which is energy, right? Yeah.
Well, chi. I've heard that before. That's very on brand right now for this podcast, sort of helping you understand your wealth chi and
Yes.
all the things. Well, I love this. I just think everyone needs to understand this and know the modalities. And as you're saying, how hubby's like, I don't believe in it, but you're like, well, it still works. It's the same with money. It's universal law. Like it's out there working, whether you believe in it or not. There is the universal law of handling what you have. How this, like straight away with feng shui, like if you're not handling, you're handling your environment right now to a certain degree, and that is why you only ever be given what you can handle. So if you go stressful, like you're creating that by staying in that environment. So if you handle what you have by, and I'm sure you can give us a couple, not all of them, because
Absolutely.
give us just a couple things. Um, you know, the way I've positioned my office, the way my front door entrance is, I'm handling that at that next level, which is feng shui.
Mm.
Do you see how you're in alignment with universal law? Whether you believe in it or not, it's universal law. So I guess I just want to solidify that for any skeptical people, because I'm skeptical. You would have been skeptical when you first heard about it, because you're like,
Oh,
what?
absolutely. No, I was skeptical until I felt the difference and saw the results, right? So as an example, this is last November, so a few months ago now, I was about to so we are renovating our house at the moment, not because of feng shui, just because it doesn't work for us. You don't need to renovate your house to use feng shui principles.
Yeah.
But we are renovating our house. So we've moved into our in-laws, my husband's parents have got a place just around the corner. So luckily can move in there. They're not here with us. It's just us, which is great. And I hadn't activated different parts of my home. So in feng shui, your home is divided into 9 different areas. So it's called the bagua. And I was doing a presentation on visibility and how you can use feng shui for visibility. So I thought, okay, I better activate this in this house because I haven't activated it yet. And it's called your fame, recognition, and reputation gua. So I activated it, and I kid you not, Kim, that month I went from 3,000 followers to 10,000 followers on Instagram. I'm now about to clock over to 30, and that's like in less than 90 days, right? And I wasn't doing anything differently. I just activated this part of my home. And I was talking to, again, people about it, and they're like, what else did you do? And I was like, well, I really just did this. It then had flow-on effects of giving me more clarity. But I wasn't posting more. I wasn't doing anything more. I was just aligned to the energy and aligned, very clear where I wanted to go.
Oh, I love this. I think that was one of the reels I saw of yours. It was activating that space. And then I went on a deep dive. Now I'm already like, I'm just going to book in a one-on-one with you, and can you give you a tour of my home? And you just
Exactly, yeah.
We need that. Like, can you just tell us, give me the structure of how I need to have things set up to support me? And I guess I do want to make a point of, when we're trying to solve our own problems, we always look outside ourselves for solutions when it's within. But you would say this too, is like, I can help you manage your money and change your mindset, and you can help people rearrange their environment to support. And it's only going to do so far. Like, you still need to be the person who's like openly, or you're clear on, I want more money, or I want more abundance, I want X, Y, Z. So I'm actively doing the things to support, but you still need to behave as the person as well. Because I'm sure I could feng shui up my house, but if I'm still a dick, if I'm still choosing to be a victim of everything, even though the energy is working for me in my environment, I'm only going to see the shit, you know?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I guess I always want to pre-frame that, and you would say that too. It's like, don't book in with Steph if you're just looking for her to solve all your problems. She's going to give you the structure and the foundation to support your transformation.
Yeah, and I think feng shui just clears the airwaves. So another way I like to think about it is, if you're trying to make a phone call from a forest and they've got the really, really, thick trees, you can have the latest iPhone, you can be fully charged, you can have the best reception, but actually it can't get through because you've got all of the trees and everything. And that's feng shui essentially just like clears the clears the airwaves so the message can get out.
Oh, I love this. I'm so excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we want to talk about money because at the end of the day, most people,
Yeah, give me money. Give me more
they
money.
want the money. Like, I want the feng shui. Is it feng or feng? Feng shui.
You know what? You can say it however you want to.
It's feng shui. Then you say feng shui, and I'm like, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good. You can say it however you want to.
Okay, it's feng or feng. One of the
Feng, or, you know. Some people call it feng shui. Like, whatever you want to say. It's the same.
Well, I like that. It's feng shui.
Yeah.
Sounds like a food. Anyway, now I'm hungry. No, it just made me think of Asian food. Like feng shui sounds like some kind of noodle dish that I really
It
want.
does. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Like, I was like, people are like, well, to me, I know, and I know my clients would be like, well, how do I want it more feng shui? Yes, it gives flow in the home. Cool. But I want more money in the bank because I want flow with my finances, and we want flow with our finances. So we have more. Wealthy people buy time. So, you know, we want more money. So we have more time to do the things that we love, or we can clear the debt. You know, that's why we want more money. And then, so can we talk a little bit about the money side of feng shui? What would you like to share? Because guys, I'm really respectful with Steph. Like, she has incredible programs and the services that you invest in to get this specific to you. So I don't want you giving away everything here and also trying to make people do it by themselves, because this is why we get help. If we try and do it by ourselves, we might not actually get it right. But what were some starting tips, or what if someone came to you and be like, I want more money, how can my environment support it? What's just maybe the first like foundational, it almost might be the cookie cutter advice that you would give everyone to start until personalized.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So I suppose before I go into that, I just want to mention that wealth doesn't respond to intention alone. Yeah. Which I'm sure you know that. You know that well and good. It responds to whether, from a feng shui perspective, it responds to whether your home can actually hold it. Yeah. So there's 3 different layers, I suppose, that we look at with wealth and feng shui. So the first layer is rituals that move energy. So these are really simple things that just help the energy flow. So in feng shui, we call the front door the mouth of qi. Yeah. So that is like, so if our house is a person, the qi comes in the front door, we breathe it in, and then it goes throughout the whole home. And the name of the game is to keep the qi in the house as long as possible, because that is what nourishes all the areas of the home. So a simple ritual that you can do is make sure that your entrance and your front door is given the respect that it needs, and you give it a good clean, and you say to your front door, like, your job is to bring all of the opportunities and qi into the space, because that is where the opportunities and abundance come in. So one simple ritual I do, Kim, every single day, or like maybe 4 days out of 7, maybe not every single day, but most days, is I will have my coffee in the morning, and I will walk down the stairs, and I will open the front door, and I will just say out loud, or stand out into the front yard and be like, good morning, qi. Like, I welcome all of the abundance and opportunities into this space. And if I'm actively trying to get clients, if I'm actively in a launch, I will do it twice a day, just to say, hey, come on in. Yeah. Come hither into the house. Because that is the point for opportunity. So that is a beautiful way to bring it into. So we have, we want it to be nice and clear out the front. So you would clear the front mat. You would make sure that the door is welcoming, no cobwebs. We don't want any squeaky door frames.
Dust the fly screen. I'm like, fuck, I have to dust my fly screen.
Yep, dust the fly screen. And then also inside the home. So if we're thinking about it like, we're breathing, we want to make sure that there's enough space to get the breath in. And then we want to make sure that the neck of the home, so the entranceway, is nice and clear. So ideally, that's not where we just dump bags and shoes and envelopes and all of that kind of stuff. So
if you're going to mess, I learned this. Don't just dump. Actually, can you just ask then, if you have a cupboard, like a dresser, and the dump stuff is inside it all neat, is that fine? Yeah,
that's fine. Okay. Yeah, just close it. So if it's inside something, it's sort of like an air conditioner in like a glass container. Yeah. Like the energy is contained. Yeah. Yeah. So that's totally fine. So another ritual that moves the energy is your stove, making sure that your stove is looked after. So again, if we think back to olden days, our stove was fire, and it was the center of our home. It was the nourishment. If the fire went out, there's trouble. Yeah. So Feng Shui traditionally is all about the stove as the nourishment and the abundance and the wealth. So we want to make sure that we keep our stove,
Steve the
or our
stove.
Steve. We could call our stove Steve. We want to keep our stove really clean. So currently where we are, it's actually induction cooktop, which is so much easier to keep the stove clean. But at our house, we've got gas, so it takes a little bit more effort. But just making sure that it's clean and putting your intentions into it. So I'm welcoming in all of the opportunities. I'm welcoming in more money, more wealth to flow to me.
Yeah.
So we want to keep our stove nice and clean. So there's some rituals. So that's sort of layer one is rituals. But rituals only work if the structure underneath can hold the energy.
Yeah.
So the structure is where we hold the energy. It's where we look at things like the backing. So the backing is, can the home keep the chi contained? So if we've got a weak backing, it means that our home is like a sieve. The opportunities come in the front door and then they just go straight out the back. So if people say to me, oh, Steph, I've got heaps of opportunities coming in, but I can never hold them. Or there's heaps of money coming in, but then it just, goes out the door the next day. I don't even know where it's gone. That often tells me that they have got an issue with their backing. And this is where we used quite advanced techniques to make sure that your home can actually hold the chi. Because as I said, the name of the game is keeping the energy in your home.
Yes.
So if we can get it in, but if we can't hold it, well then what's the point, right?
I love this so much because this is literally what I do. Can you see the universal law apply to everything? Because the same money is like, this is where I was at. This is who the ladies who come to me is like, okay, I'm finally fucking earning money, but I'm still short at the end of the month. Like I want more money left over. I want, where's it all going?
Yeah.
I can't hold it. And
I can't hold it.
we always think I need more, more, more. And there's no point. You could create someone's home to support more, more, more. And they start getting pay rises and all these things. But if the sieve is activated and the sieve is not closed off,
exactly,
leaking, that's why we're like, well, fuck, I need to earn more. I need to earn more. It's like, no, we need
no, because you can't hold it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the big three of structure are backing. So that's making sure we can hold it. Then we also look at something called the heart point. So this is what pumps the chi around. So if this is located in a staircase or in the bathroom, then it's just that's not really going to be that helpful. It's going to be harder. So things will feel harder. And it can just feel like you're doing a lot, but it's not paying off. So you can feel busy, but ineffective.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we look at is the circulation. So are there too many energy leaks? And again, that can show up as things are just harder than they need to be. You are tired because what's happening is the energy is coming in, but again, it's not circulating and it's escaping. So it's just making things a lot harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
So we've got rituals, we've got structure, and then the other thing that sort of rules them all is circulation. Sorry, not circulation, it's cycles. So this is the timing. And we have yearly cycles. So we are currently at time of recording, in the year of the wood snake. We're about to move into the fire horse on the 17th of February. And this is going to be such an exciting time.
Yeah.
Things are going to be moving fast. Things are really accelerating. And people have been asking me, what's the number one thing that you would advise people do? I think about if you're driving your car at 200 kilometers an hour, we need to be present. Because things are going to happen and they're going to happen fast. And we don't want to react out of urgency. We just want to have the presence so we can sort of act with aligned action. So we've got the cycle, the annual cycle, but then we've also got, Kim, the 20-year cycle, which a lot of people don't know about. And this is called cycle 9. We're currently in cycle 9. We changed in February 2024. So we've been in it for a full year now, about to move into year 2. And this is all about the year, or the 20 years of the middle-aged woman, which is us. We are the middle-aged woman.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We're still in our 20s.
Yeah, something like that. So this cycle will reward us. So I don't know about you, but I've noticed in the last 12 months, people have been a little bit more like, hang on, I'm not going to accept the status quo. So it's our time to rise. The focus for us is the next 20 years. The last 20-year cycle was for the middle-aged man, but now it's shifted to us. So this cycle will reward alignment over everything else. And it's quite an exciting time to be in.
I'm so excited, but it all makes sense, which I've talked a lot about the year of the snake. We're shedding to get up into this next, like the final shed to get us raring to go. It's a number 1 year, like when
Yes.
year. And I guess if you're listening to this before the fire horse, because this will come out quite quickly, has started, it's like also knowing, okay, I'm feeling the turbulence of it all. I'm still feeling the shit because I have felt it. But like,
Far out. Yeah.
okay, how do I support myself? Which usually we just lean and vent to our friends or just vent out and be like, what the fuck's going on? It's lean into this changing. How can I support myself? Who can help me? Like, where is the problems? How can I set up my home to support me, to feel energetically safe and all the things? Like, I love this so much, but we don't think about it.
No, we
We
don't.
don't know what the hell's going on. Like,
Yeah.
why am I leaking money, or why is my relationships? Why am I constantly fighting with my partner, or being triggered constantly by this? Or
And Kim, I would say, if you said, why am I constantly fighting with my partner? I would say, where are you fighting? And I would encourage people to look at that space, because I know where I like to fight with my partner. Well, not where I like to fight, but where the fights happen is often in the kitchen for us.
I was about to say, I was like, Daniel and I, if we piss each other off, it's like one of us is in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. So the kitchen is a very yang space. So we've also got we've got yin and yang.
Yeah.
So yang is a very masculine space. It's a very active space. It's places like the kitchen, it's places like the living room, it's where all the things are happening, right? And it's often where there are shiny surfaces, so it just reflects the energy around. People might have knives on display, like literal weapons on display.
I do. My knives have like a glass case because it looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but energetically, I would say,
okay, got to put that in the cupboard.
I would say put them away. I would ideally like to have them in a drawer. We've got a 3-year-old though, and so that's just a bit dangerous at this stage of development.
Yeah.
But even like a knife block that's away, because you can actually see,
You can see,
you can see a weapon. You've got weapons on display in your kitchen and you wonder why you're fighting.
Oh, I bought this only recently as a gift for Daniel, not brand new knives. They're great knives. And I was like, oh, this is bougie. It's like wooden glass. It just
Or just hide something, just put something behind it.
some paper and sticky tape it on.
I was going to say, get one of your kids' pictures and just pop it on.
Yeah, but
one
then
of their
that's
drawers.
not pretty in the kitchen. Like, it's all about the aesthetic, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, sometimes you do have to choose aesthetic or energy. So
Okay.
pick your battles. And with people, I sometimes say, well, if you love it and it brings you joy, like, then, I mean, there's so many rules, there's so many do's and don'ts, but it's so unique to every person. But if you are fighting a lot, well, just try it for fun. Just put them behind something else and then see if you feel a difference.
I love this. But it's all these little things you don't realize. And they're all these little tweaks. And I guess there's a lot to it. And I always want to say, and this is to support you and what you do and every other coach and service provider out there, is, guys, if you try and do this all by yourself, it's not going to, like, you need to get the personalized, the tailored support, or go study it. You go do the study.
Yeah.
It's with your money. Don't try and do it all yourself. Don't just read. Trust me, I've already read all the free feng shui shit. Have I changed everything? No.
Oh, the thing is,
I've got to invest in it and get it personalized to me.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to actually support me and my goals and my family goals and our family's chi and all the things. That's why I think it's so important to have someone like you out there helping people. You have to, because you can't just, here's a blog and try and follow it.
Exactly. And with ChatGPT, like, I've put my details into ChatGPT to see what it comes out with, and it is all completely wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So
don't trust ChatGPT.
Don't trust ChatGPT, because there's 140 schools, and one of my smart ass friends was like, oh, let me do this and chat. And I was like, be my guest, give it a go, and we'll see how that works out for you. But there's over 140 schools of Feng Shui. It's been around for 6,000 years. So, but also it's so personalized to the environment, to the space, to not everyone's front door is their front door, as an example. We use the elements to balance the house, but in some spaces where it says you need fire, you actually need water because something else is going on. So it's so nuanced. And if you do, I mean, there's the basic stuff like open your front door. Yeah, everyone can do that. You don't need to book a consultation for me to tell you that. But if you want to work on the structure, and if you want to understand the cycles, particularly the annual cycles, because they will impact the energies of your home in different ways, well then, you do need to, like, just close the ChatGPT window and talk to a professional.
The investment, the ROI, we talk about this, like, you're listening to this, you want the wealthiest fuck life, you want the rich woman energy. it's about investing, and if you're not going to invest, you invest time or money, right?
Yeah.
Time is actually worth more than money because you can always get more money. You can't get back more time. But how to save time is to spend the money. So you invest in the money coach, you invest in the feng shui coach, you invest in the business coach, or whatever it is, to get the strategies to support you. That money, it's not an expense. What you're putting in, you're going to get back tenfold, or whatever the number is, And I see it happening all the time. And do you know what? Even the basics, I've learned the basics of feng shui. So setting up my office,
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer it like right now, the way it's set up. I'd rather it be set up differently for aesthetics, but this is like I command the room, I still get the
Exactly.
natural light, I'm looking at the door. Same as our bedroom. I didn't put a mirror opposite us, like all those little things that
Beautiful.
you can, guys, you can, this is the free shit you can Google, but I'm still going to pick your brain anyway. Personally, I'm going to book in and I wanted you to see all the things. But I guess what I'm trying to say is in the new house where I was a bit more intentional,
Mm.
like since moving here, I'm like, we have more of a mortgage in the last place. So technically more of a debt really as we grow our net wealth. I've had more money come to me. I've worked less, earned more opportunities, all the things. And I know that it's because I've also supported my environment. Like there's
Yeah.
other things at play, as I was saying. So you can't just change your environment and nothing else, but you need that to hold you as you're working on yourself too,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah. And I
you.
suppose the way I look at it as well is that we've got 3 different types of luck.
Yeah.
So we've got heaven's luck, which is sort of what you were born with. So that takes into account your astrology. That is just like luck of the draw.
Yeah.
You've then got man's luck, or woman's luck, which is, it's like the karma of it all. So, what you put out and what you're doing and all of that kind of stuff. And then we've got earth's luck, which is about the feng shui. So
Yeah.
that they're 33% each. So if, there's 33% that you can actually hack. Like the way I look at it is a cheat code
Yeah.
because I can put all of this stuff in and 33%, okay, tick. And then I've just got the heavens like I can't change, but I actually do have control over 66% of the luck paradigm.
That makes so much sense because sometimes there's the 33% the human, which is learn the lessons, the karmic lessons. That's why we're here on earth anyway. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you repeat ancestral cycles if you don't learn them. But then the environment or the earth luck, it's like to me that would be, well, if I choose to live in an area, whether it's a city, country, or even just a town or a space that I know causes energetic and emotional damage or hardship to me, but I am conscious of that, I am choosing that luck. Like I can choose to change my environment. Or say you can't, you're like, well, no, I can't, I have to live here. I can't move from this city or like whatever the situation is. Then this is your home. Like what can you do if you cannot even move out of your home? How can you still align it? How can you still feng shui it? Is that right? Like that's the earth, like you still control, what can you control?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, and we can control the energy in our space. Yeah, using these principles. Yeah. But going back to your desk, sorry, Kim, going back to your desk. So yeah, you've got your back against a solid wall.
Yeah.
Tick.
Yeah.
So that's your backing. So that's the backing of your office. We also want to have our bed against a solid wall. And then you can see the front door or see the opening of your office space.
Yeah, which is over there.
Tick. Yeah. And then you've got space in front of your desk. Is that correct?
My desk, which I probably, if you saw it, there's a fan and a light and a drawers and my walking pad that it doesn't get used at the moment. I probably should clear that up a little bit. But then the window, because you need good lighting when you run an online business.
Of
I
course.
technically think I should have my desk more on an angle, but then I want to get the good lighting, like what do you weigh up here?
Yeah, exactly. I think go with the lighting because where I am now, this house does not have the best lighting for Zoom calls, but that's okay. That's okay. We have to take what we got sometimes.
The new age business of aesthetics comes into play with the old age of feng shui. It's like, come on, can't we have both just work perfectly, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that. But was I gonna ask something else? But I think no, what I'd love for you to share is so how can people work with you? Like tell us.
Yeah, so I've got some smaller containers. So I've got an Activating Your Wealth and Abundance Masterclass series. So this is 16 bite-sized videos and it's really focusing on the wealth and abundance side of things, because that is what everyone always wants to know about. They're like, Steph, tell me about wealth. So it's how we can bring more wealth chi into your space. So that is ready to buy. You can click the link and start your journey now. I've also got my bigger program, which is called the Energetic Advantage. So it's all about, in business, we talk about the competitive advantage. I want to talk about the energetic advantage. So how we can activate and amplify your space. So this is where we do the work and where we really look at the structure and we really look at the cycles. So that is a 3-month program, and that will kick off again in a few months. So they're the two main ways. I've also got one-on-one calls. So I've got clarity calls where people can just come in. They might be renovating. They might just be wanting to talk about, anything that's going on in their lives. Send me their floor plan, and then we just go through, all the things. They'll take me on a tour of their home. I'll learn all about everything that's going on. And then it's okay, what are the things that we can change right now? And those calls, Kim, I love them. They're so much fun. But also, I always go, holy shit, we got through so much in an hour. It's just ridiculous how much you can actually cover.
I love this. I'll be booking in one of those. I'm just trying to find the floor plans to this house too. I think it's still on realestate.com. I'm going to share.
Yeah, I was going to say in Australia, it's pretty easy to find floor plans. Other countries, I'll just get people to draw them out for me. So, yeah.
It's Canberra. Where's that? This is where AI can come in handy. I love this. All the links are in the show notes, guys. And what's your Instagram? It's going to be linked, but what's your Instagram handle?
So my Instagram is at 9 Lemons. So 9 spelt Nine, 9 Lemons Feng Shui. And I have got loads of free content on there. So that's always a good place to get started if you want to just get some daily inspiration about what to do.
Yeah, everyone loves a good stalk. So all the links are below. You need Steph in your life. I need Steph in my life. I'm so grateful that I found you. I don't know.
Oh, me too.
Whatever. You're stuck now. We're stuck together.
Yeah, exactly.
She brought us together.
I love that. And thank you so much for having me. It's always so fun to talk about Feng Shui and how we can practically, really change our spaces for the better.
Yeah, it's so you make it easy, you make it modern, you make it like there's no excuse not to do it. Like you'd be silly not to do it.
Well, exactly. Don't you want the cheat codes? Who doesn't want the cheat codes?
I just want the cheat codes. I love it. So thank you so much.